Management, welcome today's August gathering to the 7th International Conference on Leveraging IT for Sustainable Business Transformation and Entrepreneurial Growth. A very pleasant good morning to all the esteemed guest speakers, Professor R.K. Kandal sir, Dr. Justin Paul sir, Professor Narendra Mohan Agarwal sir, Dr. Salam Nathania sir, and dignitaries, academicians, researchers, paper presenters, respected Chairman sir, Dr. Mahendra Mohan Gupta sir, Dr. Jain Gupta sir, Director Dr. Divya Chaudhary ma'am, and directors of various verticals, members of faculty, and my dear friends. To make this day a blessed one, let's invoke Almighty by kindling the lamp of knowledge and wisdom for seeking the choicest blessings for the same. I request all dignitaries to kindly light the lamp and inaugurate the event. Of the Jharkhand Group, a leading name in the media industry, preserving professional and ethical values. We at Jharkhand Institute of Management value our intellectual capital and nurture it to a perfect blend of the traditional as well as the contemporary ways and means for the comprehensive development of the student's personality, so that every year society at large is benefited with the well-equipped professionals who can significantly contribute to the value creation process. The pedagogy of the institute includes holistic development of the students along with enhancing their employability skills by organizing various symposiums, seminars, workshops, guest lectures and industrial visits. Let us quickly have a vote. I humbly request our respected Chairman Sir, Dr. Mahendra Mohan Gupta ji, to deliver the welcome address.
Good morning. और जैसा अभी हमें खंडाल साहब ने कहा, जय श्री राम। Distinguished guests, distinguished speakers, fellow entrepreneurs, delegates, students and friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen, good morning again. For the International Conference on Leveraging IT for Sustainable Business Transformation and Entrepreneurial Growth, I extend a hearty welcome as the chair of this prestigious event of our institute. It is a privilege to welcome you all. Today, we stand at a critical juncture in the evolution of business and entrepreneurship, where technology is not just an enabler, but the driving force behind transformation. In the current business landscape, IT has become integral to achieving sustainable growth, from enhancing operational efficiencies to enabling data-driven decisions. Technology is reshaping how business functions, compete and innovate. It is no longer enough to adopt technology for the sake of innovation only. We must ensure that this transformation is sustainable, both economically and environmentally. Also, with the growing opportunities comes the responsibility to create businesses that are not just profitable but responsible and inclusive. We are privileged to have with us today experts who will share their knowledge and experiences on how to harness technology for business transformation and entrepreneurial success. I look forward to the insightful discussions and actionable takeaways that will shape the way we approach IT-driven growth moving forward. On behalf of the organizing committee, I officially declare the conference open. Let us use this opportunity to collaborate, innovate, and commit ourselves to shaping a future where technology and sustainability go hand in hand. Thank you very much, and I wish you all success in informed and inspiring conference. Friends and students, I would like to add commitment and devotion to your work is the only way for success. Be committed whenever, whatever you want to do. Have a commitment to that and have a faith in it that you will get success, and I am sure with your commitment you can do anything in the life. All the best to you, all of you.
Sir, R.K. Kandal sir is a renowned scientist, innovator, academician who has held various positions including the Director Technology and Innovations at Premier Green Innovations Private Limited, former Vice Chancellor at AKTU Lucknow and SDGI Global University, and former R&D and Business Development at India Glycos Limited. So Justin Paul sir is a distinguished academician, global thought leader and prolific researcher. He is currently the Provost of Management Education at NIMS and the Dean of PhD Accredited School of Business Management, Bombay. He is also a distinguished faculty member at the University of Washington. He holds 3 doctoral degrees, a PhD in marketing from the University of Bridgeton, a PhD in international business from IIT Bombay, and an honorary doctorate from Calcutta. Served as the editor-in-chief of the International Journal of Consumer Studies, one of the leading journals in consumer research. Mr. Shashank Arora sir, founder and CEO of Naira Kitchenware, launched the premium D2C brand during the pandemic after existing an IIT Kanpur incubated startup. Recognized among the top 10 D2C founders in India, he has positioned Naira as a leading brand on platforms like Amazon and Flipkart, and is loved by top cooking influencers. The brand served customers in India, the US and Canada with quality kitchenware. Honored with the Mentor of Excellence Award, he has mentored hundreds of startups. His career highlights include managing press operations for the Commonwealth Games 2010 and leading the government marketing division at Doordarshan, New Delhi. Dr. Shah Ahmed Khan sir is an assistant professor at the University of Buramai and a renowned academician with over 13 years of teaching experience. He specializes in green practices, online business management and higher education institutions. Dr. Khan sir is part of several reputable editorial boards and has published over 60 plus papers in their publications. Dr. Subodha Kumar sir is a distinguished academic at Temple University's Fox School of Business. He holds the Paul R. Anderson Distinguished Chair in Statistics, Operations and Data Science. He is the founding director of the Center for Business Analytics and Disruptive Technologies and serves as a concentration director for the PhD program in Operations and Supply Chain Management. He is a PhD and MBA from the University of Texas at Dallas and a MTech from the IIT Kanpur. Dr. Kumar specializes in AI, machine learning, blockchain, fintech and analytics. A prolific author, he has published over 240 publications. Sir has also authored books, book chapters and Harvard Business School cases. He has earned numerous prestigious awards including the Informs Information Systems Society Distinguished Fellow Award in 2020. Dr. Vipin Gupta sir, PhD from Grattan School, is a renowned professor of management at California State University's San Bernardino. He has authored 30 influential books including the Globe Study on leadership across 62 societies and a series of metaphysical concepts. His work spans global leadership, family business and metaphysical science with over 250 journal articles and book chapters. Recognized globally, he has received numerous honors including the 2005 Scott Mayers Award. Now, it is my privilege to introduce our 2 distinguished guests who will chair this second session of this conference. Dr. Rahul Banga sir holds a PhD in Commerce and serves as an Associate Professor in Commerce at the University of Delhi. His academic contribution spans over 42 research papers presented or published across various national and international conferences. Additionally, he has edited 9 books in collaboration with esteemed publishers such as IGI Global, Apple Academic Press, and among others. Dr. Sachin Gupta sir holds a PhD in Supply Chain Management from the School of Management Studies, IGNOU, and an MSc as well as an MPhil from the Faculty of Mathematical Sciences, Department of Operational Research, DU. He is a graduate in Mathematical Sciences from DU. He has 16 years of teaching experience and has published and presented 42 research papers in various international, national journals and conferences. Now, I humbly request our respected chairman, sir, to present a sapling and a green certificate to our chief guest, Professor R.P. Khandal. I congratulate all the editors, Dr. Divya Chaudhary ma'am, Dr. Anil Singh sir and Mr. Pawan Umar sir, along with the organizing committee who have worked tirelessly to bring out this release. Now, it is my privilege to invite our esteemed chief guest of the evening, Professor R.P. Khandal sir, on the stage to share his valuable thoughts and insights with us.
Mahendra Mohan Gupta ji, I think Dr. Mahendra Mohan Gupta ji is the right mentor for people like you. And my sincere request to all the students and young researchers and teachers to spend as much time as possible with Dr. Mahendra Mohan Gupta ji. You know, such people have accomplished, established themselves by doing so many great things. Small things learning from them make you big and make a difference in your life. You know, बिरला जी बोला करते थे कि छोटी छोटी बातों से पूर्णता आती है. जैसे हम बोलते हैं बूंद बूंद से घड़ा भरता है, और यदि घड़ा भरना बड़ी बात है तो बूंद छोटी बात नहीं है. तो बोलते थे छोटी छोटी बातों से पूर्णता आती है, और यदि पूर्णता एक बड़ी उपलब्धि है तो छोटी छोटी बातों पे ध्यान देना उपलब्धि का सही रास्ता बताती है. ये उनकी टैगलाइन है बेटा. So thank you, Professor Divya Madam, for inviting me. Adaniya Professor Justin Paul, thank you very much, sir. Such a dynamic personality. You are inspiring. Your accomplishments are inspiring for us. Born in Kochi and attaining receiving 3 PhD degrees, attaining such great heights, I think nothing can be, less than anything else to inspire all our youth of India. When they look at you, oh, Puerto Rico professor, dean there and chief editor of a big journal, salute to you, sir. And I feel honored to be sitting beside you and to have traveled with you in the train. Thank you very much, sir. And you don't worry, they will make sure that you catch your flight in time and you don't have that bad experience which you had in last time. So thank you very much. Paramadaniya Shri Gupta ji, the CEO of the institute. Thank you, sir, for honoring me so much and for taking care of each and every small item that makes my life pleasurable and comfortable reaching here. Thank you very much, sir. Paramadaniya Mahendra Agrawal ji, I am really pleased to sit beside you today in this. ये तो सोने में सुहागा हो गया मैडम. मतलब इतने बड़े-बड़े लोगों से मिलवा दिया दिव्या मैडम आपने. You know, when I was seeing your profile, there was a medal that you received, Dr. Bansidhar medal. Okay, Dr. Bansidhar, for all boys and girls, young boys and girls, you must really. Today is a conference about sustainability of business. Today is a conference about accomplishment, about transforming the business and making sure that new technologies are adopted for making the business work and remain sustainable. Dr. Bansidhar was the grandson of Lala Shriram, and Lala Shriram was awarded the position of Sir Shriram, and he was a businessman from UP. Normally, businessmen at that time used to be either Marwadis or Gujaratis, but this was a person with unique virtues. He came from UP, and his grandson was Lala Bansidhar. We never used to call him Dr. Bansidhar, we used to call him Lala Bansidhar. And I was delighted, Agrawal ji, when I saw that you have received Dr. Bansidhar medal. And I am so fortunate that I worked with him very closely for 12 years. When I was director of Shri Ram Institute, I used to report to 2 people. One, Lala Bansidhar ji, who was the vice chairman of the foundation, Shri Ram Foundation. And the other one, Professor M.G.K. Menon, who is the person in this country. He is a Keralite, Malayali, but he's a name every scientist feels proud of being associated with. So I worked with both of them for 12 years. So when I saw you receive that award, I was delighted, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you, Shalaji. It is an honor to be here, Nepalia ji. Very good to see your about to come. All others, thank you very much. Thank you, the presentators, Aril Singh ji. Thank you very much. आपके साथ हमारा पुराना संबंध है 2012 का when I was Vice Chancellor, and I'm glad that you remember all those 2 days I spent with you in our Clark in Lucknow. Set on the right path by the opening speech delivered by your chairman. The honorable chairman used 3 keywords, and when you go for a conference, you must go with a diary, with a notebook and pen. I do not see the young girls and boys having notebook and pen with them. You know, a good student, a good teacher is known by having a pen in his pocket. Okay, and a good student is known by a pen in the pocket plus also a notebook in the hand. He spoke 3 keywords. First he said collaborate. Okay. Then he said innovate by adopting new technologies. Okay. And the third word keyword he used is commitment. You know, a passing statement before he stopped talking in his welcome speech, he said, if you are committed, you can achieve anything. And remember friends, this he is not telling based on what he read. This he did not say based on what he heard. This he said based on what he has lived. His life experience he shared with you by saying that remain committed. Now what is commitment? Commitment is like this young girl who is presenting. You know how committed she is? Each and every word she is pronouncing so properly. Born in Kanpur, brought up in Kanpur and speaking English like as if you are in Cambridge or Oxford. Okay, such nice way of articulating, speaking in English. I really salute those students who do this. But I salute more those students who do brilliantly speak in Hindi and having knowledge of Sanskrit. Okay, we are talking about sustainability. Friends, for sustainability of business, there are 2 things which are very important. Number 1, you cover your inputs and output properly, but number 2, you have right leaders. And you know where are the right leaders and where are the future right leaders? In institutes like Jagran Institute of Management. You fellows are not realizing, after 10 years, 20 years, you will be in the shoes of persons or shoes of positions where people will be looking at you very eagerly to take positions of leadership, not just in India but across the world. Look at the CEOs of Indian origin, not just in America but across the world, and you will find the foreign CEOs in any country, India will talk. The reason for that is our sanskar. The reason for that is our sanskriti. The reason for that is what you study in institute is okay, but what you learn from your parents. Okay? What I am trying to tell you is that I salute more those young boys and girls who are well versed in their mother tongue. Our new education policy has very, we are fortunate to have a Prime Minister like Shri Narendra Modi. 2014 and now the whole thing is changed in the country. Things change on two platforms. Okay, one platform is direction, and the other platform is coordinates. Dimension is coordinate. Okay. Before Modi ji, our direction was something else. After Modi ji, the direction changed. Okay. And when the direction changed, जब दिशा सही होती है, तो दशा सही होती है. तो अब देखिए धीरे-धीरे दशा सही हो रही है. What I am trying to tell you is that those future CEOs of big companies will come from amongst you. And your competition is going to be not from other institutes of India, not from other institutes of IIT or universities in India, but they will come from countries like Honduras, countries like Venezuela, okay, Paraguay, Uruguay, okay, Mexico, countries like Argentina, countries like Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, all these countries across the world which are in the developing mode, their students coming out of their universities will be your competitor. And you will be able to win over them, beat them, succeed in your life and your targets only if you focus on your mother tongue. So, Gupta ji, मेरा sincere करबद्ध निवेदन है कि बच्चों को संस्कृत का थोड़ा सा ज्ञान दें और अपने अध्यापकों को बोलें कि क्लास स्टार्ट करने से पहले एक श्लोक पढ़े। वो उनको श्लोक आते हैं टीचर्स को, किसी को भी नहीं आते, except a few who have done it in their childhood with their parents, grandparents. वो नेट से देखें। आज सारे श्लोक, हंसने का नहीं है बेटा, आपको ऐसी बात बता रहा हूँ जो आपको कोई नहीं बताएगा, और इसीलिए मैं आया हूँ क्योंकि जो कोई नहीं बताएगा वो मुझे बताना चाहिए, और आज नहीं बताऊंगा तो ये after 10 years if you meet me you will blame me कि सर उस दिन मिले थे, बता देते आपने बताया नहीं, इसलिए बता रहा हूँ तो किस तरह से। Sir, this I am telling you, wherever I go I always emphasize, because when I was in France I used to think myself as a very good English because French people don't speak English. Okay. In fact, I was the invited scientist by French government with a fellowship equivalent to, you can imagine, anybody top scientist in France. And this is way back in '89. Okay. So at that time when I joined this institute, big institute CNRA, they said, "Sir, हमको English सिखा दीजिए." And I thought, I'm a great man, I'm teaching English to them. They are learning English from me, but they are making mockery of me in French. So one day I asked the lady, I said, "Madam, what are the issues on which they are making mockery of me? They are laughing." I mean, the body language says that they are making mockery of me. She said, no, sir, they are not making mockery of you, they are just enjoying laughing. I said, "No, madam." So she said, "If you are so careful, if you are so worried, then learn French. As long as you speak English in France, you will be made mockery of you in spite of the fact that you are teaching English to them." So my dear friends, I am just telling you the same which relating to what Gupta ji just said, that have a commitment. That day I decided I will not speak English at all. सब करना है, शब्दों के साथ वाणी को विराम देता हूँ, आप सबको नमन करता हूँ।
Your presence and thoughtful speech has truly enriched this event. Now, I would like to call upon our keynote speaker of the day, Dr. Justin Paul, sir, to please come on the stage and enlighten us with his great speech.
Mahendra Mohan Gupta ji, Director Dr. Divya, other dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen. Let me take this opportunity to thank Gupta ji and Divya ji for extending this invitation to come over and deliver this speech. The topic that I have chosen today is digital transformation of society and business, and aligning with the conference topic. I would like to congratulate Jagiran Institute of Management for organizing this conference, which helped the students to update their knowledge and understand different aspects of information technology and how to leverage it for business transformation and entrepreneurship growth. India has produced very successful people currently leading the world, not leading the country, including the CEOs or chairmen of Google and Microsoft. If you look at the story of Google and Microsoft chairman currently leading the world, sitting in the US, they were born and raised in average families in Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh. They worked very hard. They had desire to succeed in their life, and they achieved success. It is not Donald Trump, it is not Narendra Modi who ruled the world, it is Google and Microsoft who ruled the world. So you can succeed in your life provided you set your goals 10 years down the line and 20 years down the line. Indians work very hard. Indians work 6 days while Europeans go to beach and bar on Saturdays or even Sundays. India can prosper provided each and every young individuals work very hard and follow basic work ethics. You can easily leverage information technology and the facilities brought by the IT in different ways. With your hard work, with your network, with networking skills and developing your soft skills based on the AI tools that are available these days, even to improve your communication skills and language skills and so many different ways. The only thing is that we need to work with more ethics so that others will like us. We have a lot of platforms and platforms such as LinkedIn, social media. We are active in every circle of our life, and we have to leverage and embrace the opportunities arising out of digital transformation in many different ways. I would like to show this picture because digital transformation has replaced almost everything we used to do in our life. We used to read textbooks, we used to read stories and novels and different kind of books. This is a cover page of my book on business environment. It was released in 2005 when I was teaching at IIM. And at that time, this was a bestseller for the first 5 years. People used to buy textbooks, people used to buy books from the bookstores. These days, book publishing industry is in doldrums. This is just because people are no longer buying books, people are just buying mobile phone and reading and playing based on mobile phone and maybe maximum Amazon books and all those kind of digital versions of books. So books are no longer getting sold. This used to be selling about 50,000 copies per year. Now it is 50, not even 1,500. It's I don't even know how to pronounce that. 150 copies from 15,000 copies. My own book. So that is the impact of digital transformation. And digital transformation has taken place in many different ways. The new kid in the block is ChatGPT. Leverage ChatGPT for your benefits. It can help you in many different ways. Even when you fall sick, you can ask ChatGPT what is the medicine that you need, and you can go to the medical shop with ChatGPT's prescription and save money and time that otherwise you need to meet doctors. And whenever you have legal doubt, ask ChatGPT. ChatGPT is giving precise answers. I have clarified all my legal doubts in ChatGPT, and I felt like it was good that I never went to LLB studies or legal studies because ChatGPT is helping me. And so many other things. When you apply for jobs, you need covering letter. ChatGPT will write for you. And when you want to draft and send an email to somebody, ask ChatGPT to make it polite, and ChatGPT is writing polite emails for you. And a lot of things, leverage all these things for your benefit. Digital transformation has changed entire business environment in different ways. And use social networking platforms like LinkedIn. LinkedIn is very powerful even to find your jobs. Create a great profile on LinkedIn. Get at least 50 recommendations from your colleagues and others who can recommend your character and your hard work on LinkedIn. And you can even search for jobs on LinkedIn using LinkedIn job portals and such a wonderful platform. Leveraging IT for your own growth. And as an entrepreneurial networking skills as well, you need to leverage all these opportunities arising out of. And digital transformation has also brought us many tools such as mobile devices, social media, Internet of Things, and cloud computing. When I talked about LinkedIn, I would also like to talk about the importance of ethics because you're also talking about sustainability. If you want to leverage IT tools with sustainability, you also need to follow some ethics because Indians and Chinese are known to be a little bit kind of unethical to the rest of the world because I lived in America for about 15-16 years and an American citizen actually with Indian overseas citizen of status OCA status in this country. And many of those people think that Chinese and Indians, they do a lot of unethical things, which is also true. I guess born as the son of high school teachers, married to government high school teachers. And I am the most cited author in business and economics in this country as of now. So what I'm trying to say is that you have a lot of opportunities in the world. You just need to work hard. I just want to motivate all the students here. So don't get disappointed if you do not get what you want to get in your first attempt or second attempt. You will get everything. And try to leverage the IT. It's important to leverage the IT. And if you have vision and mission, and if you have the passion, all the three things are important. Success is equal to passion plus vision plus mission. And you need to work very hard. You need to find processes, and your performance is a function of your path, your pace, your processes, your pattern, and how you manage your problems. And if you believe in those equations, performance is a function of other things I talked about, you will succeed. So you just need to work hard and ensure that, and keep in mind that success is a journey. Never put full stop on your way to succeed. Thank you very much.
Now, I would like to welcome our all panelists of the day, and I humbly request our director ma'am to present a sapling and a green certificate to welcome Professor Narendra Mohan sir.
Sustainability, entrepreneurship, IT, and we are fortunate to have Professor Narendra Mohan Agrawal with us. He has spent decades in sugar industry. Sir, as someone who has spent his career in corporate, and generally and I deal with a lot of students, a lot of people work in my company, I address a lot of students, I do a lot of workshops in entrepreneurship. I have really come across anyone who is willing to start their career in sugar industry. So please highlight something for students about this industry and what kind of people should go for this. What are the opportunities for students here?
Thank you. Thanks for your question. As you said, I have spent almost 4 decades in the sugar industry. And sometimes people are not aware that we have transformed the sugar industry now. It is not merely an industry which is producing sugar. The journey of transformation has taken place over the last 2 decades. And today, fortunately, I am in a conference where we are talking about IT interventions to take the industry forward. There are a number of factors which have transformed the sugar industry in IT interventions. I cannot rule out that they have made this industry taking steps forward. Today, if you look into the sugar industry, it is a hub of bio-units. From standalone sugar units, now we do have integrated complexes, agribusiness complexes, and we are looking into sugar industry or sugar factories into biorefineries. What today we are doing? We are producing sugar and we are producing green energy in various forms. You might have, or my students might have, they have heard about the ethanol blending program, very ambitious and flagship program of the government of India, where we are blending 20% of the ethanol into the petrol. So ethanol, compressed biogas, green hydrogen, sustainable aviation fuels, and so many other bioproducts, because sugarcane is a wonder crop. So now, what we call, after spending 11 years as the director of National Sugar Institute also, and spending a lot of time with the government of India in policy making, particularly with respect to the biofuels, because we had our new policy on biofuels in 2018. And since then, today, it is a situation where we are blending, petrol into the ethanol, we are having the compressed biogas, we are having many more bioproducts. So, it has become an industry of enormous possibilities for the students. Not merely making your career in sugar industry, but going to make your careers in a sort of industry where you are having a number of the products. So, forget about those days when the people were struggling and the people were not having fascination about the sugar industry. Now we do have number of forces, because sugar industry has taken a role of diversification to be sustainable, to be competitive, to be viable. So the transformation of the sugar industry has taken place, and depending upon your qualifications, you do have opportunities in the sugar sector, because it is not merely about sugar, but it is about sweeteners and biogas.
So what kind of students does it attract? Graduates, postgraduates,
Yes,
technical, non-technical?
because you have to have some qualifications related to the sugar. So institutes like National Sugar Institute, they offer specific qualifications for that. But otherwise also the people from the engineering background, maybe from the mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, IT, maybe from chemical engineering, or the people from the management backgrounds, they do have opportunities in the sugar industry.
And what about the businessmen who are dealing with sugar products? So you have seen transformation. So I think this institute was formed in 1936. It has seen a lot of from 3.0 to 4.0 and now 5.2 where AI is taking over the things.
Right.
I'm sure there must be, too much of, changes in how sugar is produced. And even it is considered, so, sugar has environmental effects to its production. So,
Right.
be it burning of the land or be it, the consumption of water that it does. So what is your, just tell us, how has business opportunities changed considering sugar?
Very good question. And जैसा कि अभी सुबह morning session में somebody was talking about the dasha and disha. We have changed the both. We are doing or producing sugar in a sustainable manner. We are talking about sustainable sugar production. And what is all about sustainability? What we are talking about. And sustainability has got three pillars. Your sustainability is dependent upon three pillars. One is economic, environmental, and social. So once we are going for sugar production or production of any product from the sugar industry, we are looking for all these three aspects: economic, environmental, and social. How we are going to have a positive balance sheet? Because unless we are having a diversified revenue stream or diversified products, we cannot look for a viability, competitiveness, and profitability. Unless you are profitable, you are viable, you cannot run the show. So this is important. You have to be economically viable. Number two, we care for the environment. One thing which always people ask me, sugarcane is a water-based crop. You draw a lot of water, but actually this is a myth. There are studies, and the study just has gone to the Honorable Prime Minister also, that if you look into the sugarcane crop, if you look into the life cycle of the sugarcane crop, if you look into the productivity of the sugarcane crop per acre or per hectare, it is not a water-based crop. Secondly, what we have done over the last few years, during the processing of the sugarcane to make sugar, we are not drawing any water from the natural resources. Because sugarcane contains 70% water. So whatever water is available in the sugarcane, it is coming out during processing. And we are following the four basic principles, 4 R's: reduce, reuse, recycle, and respect. So that way, it is a very balanced and environment-friendly sugar industry now.
Circular economy?
It is a circular economy also, because nothing goes waste. Whatever we are having in the sugarcane, it is being used in one or other way. So that way we are taking care of the environment. And one question you also asked, any changes in the technology of sugar production? Yes, in fact, you people or the students may not be knowing that we are not producing only one kind of the sugar now. India is a country where now we are producing 38 different kinds of the sugar. And we are having, the sugar production either number 1 or number 2 in the world. We are exporting the sugar to the overseas countries, and particularly the specialty sugar. Mauritius was the country which was dominating the specialty sugar market.
So is India the largest exporter of sugar?
Not largest exporter, because our population is too big. So we are 144 crores. So we are opportune exporters.
Is India the largest consumer of sugar?
It is the largest consumer of the sugar, but what we are doing, whatever excess sugar we are having or excess sugar cane we are having, we are converting it into ethanol. Because sugar is converted into ethanol. So that way there is a fantastic policy of the government of India, where we are having a demand balance scenario in the country. Make sugar according to the market requirement, quality and quantity. And the excess sugar you divert for making ethanol. Because we are not into, use of the
What is
fossil
ethanol
fuels.
basically used for?
Ethanol is for blending into petrol. Because we are trying to, come out from the fossil fuel base. So you have to make product according to the need of the market, different sector or the common consumer. And the third P, which is again very important and which sets the pace for the growth of the industry, is productivity. If I am having an industry which is agro-based, the productivity from farm to factory is important. So that way, we have taken the industry forward. And the institute work on all these fronts. It is not merely an institute which is imparting teaching. it is working as a think tank to the government of India, suggesting that ways and means how the sugar industry should function. तो तीन हमारा प्यार का त्रिकोण है, एक पे इंडस्ट्री है, एक पे पॉलिसी मेकर है और एक पे हम बैठे। अब मैं तो नहीं बैठा हुआ हूँ इंस्टीट्यूट पे।
नाइस टू हियर कि इतना अच्छे से काम कर रहा है। They are running it very practically, theoretically.
Yes, important is to be practical. It is not simply talking, and over the platforms just conveying the message, but doing it.
Nice.
Sushant sir, can
Yes.
I interrupt in between?
Yes.
See, we today don't have Goenka sir with us, and since you and Goenka sir both belong to business and entrepreneurship, so I also have a question for
Yes,
you.
yes.
I am also having a question.
Sir, please kindly.
The ladies first.
No.
Somebody take still mic.
Okay. My only question to you is that currently we have been talking a lot in the past about e-commerce and other things. Like the market seems to be so saturated and globally, not only here in India. What do you think? Are these e-commerce platforms still a global opportunity for students? Because a lot of students are sitting over here, and when they think of being from MCA department and computer sciences, they are thinking about IT technology, web designing and e-commerce platforms. So what is your opinion since you are into this?
So I think e-commerce means products, and IT is applicable everywhere. Tech to subject is there, but e-commerce, many people are not developing their websites. Essentially, they are dealing with products. So I think if someone has passion for some product or कुछ उसका backlink है source करने का, तो person should enter e-commerce market.
Opportunities
Because
are still
yes,
there.
there is a saturation. There has to be product differentiation, and Amazon and every platform is just full of all the products. अब अगर कोई आज बेचना चाहे कोई भी मार्केट से प्रोडक्ट उठा के तो कॉस्टिंग बीट कर पाएगा। ऐसा दिखता है कि महंगा बिक रहा है बट खर्चे भी बहुत होते हैं। So I read e-commerce day and night. So there has to be a differentiating product
Awesome.
if a person is planning to start.
First of all, thank you, moderator, for not asking very tough questions. Second, you are a successful entrepreneur, and from dawn to dusk we talk about IT nowadays, and we have seen the success of IT during the COVID times also. We should not forget that was the only that technology which made us feel like still we are alive and we are doing something at the bus there. Today it is a sort of established fact that for growth of the industry, IT has become an essential ingredient of the system. We started with ERPs, now we are talking a lot on AI and ML and blockchain technology, blah blah blah. I'm sorry, apologies, I'm not an IT professional, but I'm simply a sugar technologist. But since you are an entrepreneur, successful entrepreneur, and the instruments are also there, your words of wisdom, how you look into these IT interventions in times to come for doing business in a sustainable manner, and how we are going to benefit the society at large.
So I think benefiting the society comes later. Creating the profits comes first when it comes to business. And let me be very honest, the first...
That can be a word of a businessman.
No. I'm telling you, when people think of doing business, their first responsibility is to make it profitable. Their first responsibility to make their employees happy, to make sure their employees don't leave, to meet out the expenses, to pay the taxes. And for a new business, even to run a sustainable show is very difficult nowadays. For first time entrepreneurs. So people who get a lot, विरासत वालों मिल जाता है, so even they have challenges. So the first thing is this. और sustainability आती है जब एक level के ऊपर business चला जाता है. मतलब then you think of for society. Even when somebody starts his own business, he is doing a social service in a lot many ways. He is not dependent on government for jobs. He is giving jobs. He is paying a lot of taxes, and there are a lot of taxes at every point. So micro level, this is the answer. And when people have to start a sustainable business, they should certainly go for Section 8 companies, and they should pitch for CSR capital. So that is the right way. फिर आप करिए ही वही काम और आप CSR wings को approach करिए, and that is also good business. I was with Jagriti last week, so they had a lot of CSR funding. They received a lot of CSR funding. They are doing a lot of good work. I am Indian about it. So I think first generation के लिए first they should go focus on profits and create a sustainable business. And this comes after they have reached this.
Thank you.
Can we have
Okay, so students, anyone has any questions for any of the panelists?
Introduce yourself and then name the panelists also.
Good afternoon, sir.
Also, music.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Kalishta Devedi, and I would like to ask one question to Naren, sir. What are some steps I can take to make our technology users more sustainable?
Steps to
Steps to take our technology users more sustainable.
Very ambiguous question. थोड़ा specific करिए ना.
technology more sustainable.
Technology users, yes.
Technology users more sustainable. It should be, doable. It should be user friendly. It should be implementable. It should be like, earning something, increasing the productivity, and which is befitting in the system. This is the only answer which I can give.
Thank you, sir.
So looking forward for some very good questions. And I'm sure panelists are qualified enough to take all the questions.
Yeah, there is a student.
Student, please ask.
Yes.
बोल दो ना
बोल
direct
वैसे
ना
कुछ
mic पे ऐसे ही बोल दो।
You will see now.
आगे आ जाओ।
My question is, what are the essential tools and technologies for the D2C business?
So D2C business is direct to consumer business. They are digital first brands. There are two ways to go about it. One is marketplace, where you start with selling on Amazon, Flipkart, JioMart, Myntra, and all the platforms. And other is you start your own website and start with social media advertisements. I think basic soft skills बहुत चाहिए, बिना English के survive नहीं हो सकता. You speak to Amazon, they speak in English. वो तब भी हिंदी बोलते हैं, Flipkart वाले को, and soft communication is all in English. Then you need analytical skills. बहुत ज़्यादा उसमें आपको हर point पे देखना पड़ता है. Basic technologies is basic internet awareness. A person with basic internet awareness can do it, but it's a lot. It has to do with business sense. It has to do with patience, understanding your customers, and this is one game जिसमें learning खत्म हो ही नहीं सकती है. So 4 to 5 hours a day, I actually have to learn what new is happening. And I was at Amazon Samut Meet also last week. And the CEO was saying, CEO of Amazon, the head of India head, it's day one for us. So daily they are changing. मैं 3 दिन पहले जो जैसे अपलोड कर रहा था, आज अपलोड करना ही उनका चेंज होता है. They're using a lot of AI. अब उसमें फोटो डालो, अब कंटेंट भी नहीं लिखना पड़ता, टाइटल भी नहीं लिखना पड़ता, कीवर्ड्स भी आ जाते हैं. So it is a continuous learning process. और पैटर्न बहुत जल्दी चेंज होते हैं, कस्टमर्स के बिहेवियर बहुत जल्दी चेंज होते हैं. So it's a continuous learning process.
My question to Sharat sir. So what are the few tips to ignite the entrepreneurship?
Okay. So creativity, innovation. Actually, I would say कि entrepreneurship अंदर से आता है. बहुत सारा सिखाया भी जाता है, लेकिन वो आता अंदर से ही. और एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप में सुबह महेंद्र मोहन गुप्ता सर ने कहा कि कमिटमेंट, दैट इज द की टू एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप. और एक एंटरप्रेन्योर ना वो स्पाइडरमैन की तरह ऐसा हवा में लटका होता है, इधर से ऐसे हाथ से खूब सारे वो निकालता है और हवा में लटका होता है. एक भी उसका वो तार टूटा तो वो थोड़ा सा झूल जाता है, फिर वो वापस कोशिश करता है उस तार को बनाने की. It's a continuous process, and you need a fighting spirit, you need a strong willpower to be an entrepreneur, and the thought process of being your own owner is, I think, required to be an entrepreneur. और इसको आप धीरे धीरे मेंटली कल्टीवेट कीजिए। आप कोर्सेज ज्वाइन करेंगे एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप में, वो आपको कुछ चीजें बताएंगे जो कि आपको हेल्प करेगा उस मेंटल थॉट प्रोसेस को लाने में। आई थिंक दोज आर आल्सो एसेंशियल, लेकिन धीरे धीरे आपको अपने अंदर उस प्रोसेस को, उस मेंटल स्टेट को कंटिन्यू करना है। दैट इज व्हाट आई थिंक।
I'll just add one thing. It comes with practice. Entrepreneurship comes with practice. So, yes.
Sir, my name is Swasti Mishra and my question to the Naren sir. Sir, what role can AI and machine learning play in promoting sustainable practices in IT?
Very difficult question to answer because still we are into the the nascent stage or to the learning. Implementation of the AI and ML, how it can benefit the industry. Because if I look into the sugar industry, we are trying a lot on implementation or adoption of AI in various unit operations. The aim is just to how we can reduce dependency on the human negligence, or how we can improve the productivity. Because what is AI? AI cannot take over the human intelligence, because ultimately we are cultivating AI, so that cannot take over from us. But how we can take the work of many people with a particular system. That is going to be important. But for that you have to have the data mining. Again, data mining, then dissemination, and generation of so many information, and developing a system for that. So it is a question yet to be answered very confidently. It is going to help theoretically. If you ask AI and ML, the artificial intelligence and machine learning, it is going to help. If you hit the net, you will find so many fascinating stories about how AI and ML can help the industry and how we can take forward, and it is going to transform the world also. The life of a common man and the life of the the people across the globe, including the industry. But yet to be seen. I keep my fingers crossed on that.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, sir. So, I would like to ask question to Naren Raghavan, sir. So, my question is, how can individual contribute effectively to sustainable development?
Sustainable development, if you look into the sustainable development goals which have been given by the United Nations, sustainability is all around. You don't run to the industry, you don't run to any other institutes or the school to do anything to learn. It should come from you only. What is sustainability? If we talk about sustainability, we talk about environmental issues, conserving water, preserving water, not creating pollution, not creating plastic pollutions, not creating waste, converting waste to resource, converting waste to wealth. So, small efforts can bring big change. From the last so many months now, I am giving speeches on sustainability and sustainable development goals. आप घर देखते हो ना, अब मैं बहुत छोटी स्टोरी 2-3 बता दूं क्योंकि I know you are running out of the time and I have to go my home to have the lunch also. So, ब्रश करते हो नल चला छोड़ देते हो. What is going on from the tap? You are not caring for that. We give speeches and everybody has got a car. सुबह जब अपने घर के बालकनी पे खड़ा हुआ तो देख रहा हूँ कि वहाँ पे पाइप लगा के कार को धो रहा है. And we talk about the sustainability, we talk about the conservation of the water. और बड़ी बातें इस पे बैठ के करेंगे. सबने आरओ का पानी पीना शुरू कर दिया. How many of us are aware that 70% of the water is being converted into good water and 30% of the water is going to the drain? We are not utilizing it. अरे उसको गमले में डाल लो, उसको कहीं और डाल लो, but we are not caring for that. कमरे से निकलने से बाहर बत्ती नहीं बंद करेंगे, AC चलाएंगे, because we are into the comfort zone and we do have a sedentary lifestyle also. So we have to blame ourselves, and small efforts can make and they can bring big changes. So sustainability is all around you and you have to do it. Thank you so much.
It's a very good answer. And last question again.
So, how do you assess and manage business risk? Sir, business में क्या रिस्क रहते हैं वो आप कैसे मैनेज करते हैं?
business कैसे manage करते हैं?
Business risk.
Business risk. So business is risk. Business is risk. There is a risk at every point. Your main performer can leave you. आपके customers, मतलब competition can take it over. So entrepreneurship in business is managing risk only. Day and night you have to do it. You know, there is so much of uncertainty at every point. But to your answer, I would like to say
मार्केट की नब्ज के ऊपर हाथ रखते हैं. इसका हिंदी में बहुत छोटा सा आंसर है. You have to keep your hand on the nerve of the market.
you have to be in
The
the
market
game.
dynamics, how it is changing.
You have to be in the game. You have to be in the game. You have to continuously sense what is happening. पूरा dedication के साथ.
The best reply for this is be honest to your customers. Be honest to your customers.
बहुत basic है. Think about your customer, and you have to make your customer happy. But apart from that also, you just have to be very sincere towards your business. आप वहाँ पे कुछ बहुत casual नहीं दे सकते हो. Shortcuts नहीं है कोई भी. बहुत hard work है. And once you are working hard, suddenly you will sense कि next क्या होने वाला है, क्या गलत हो रहा है. आपको sense हो जाएगा. Thank you so much everyone. Thank you so much.
Especially to all my students, I believe you had an enriching day till now. Had a good time listening all experts, all people around the places. We have tried to bring in a mix of everything that is required for you in today's time. So there is still more to go. After lunch, we wish to see each one of you in the campus for the technical sessions and plenary round. So just to start with, I want to begin by expressing my heartfelt appreciation to each and every one of you for being here today. It is truly an honor to have such a distinguished gathering. It is an absolute honor to propose the vote of thanks to all our dignitaries on this momentous occasion. First and foremost, I would like to express my sincere respect and thanks to our respected chairman, sir, for giving all his time today and being here with us throughout, and also for his exemplary leadership and guidance. And to our respected Vice Chairperson, unfortunately, she could not join us today, Mrs. Ritu Gupta ji, for her constant support and encouragement. As well as our CEO sir, Dr. Jain Gupta ji, for his unwavering support throughout this journey. I would also like to express my sincere gratitude to our esteemed Chief Guest, Professor Dr. R.K. Khandal ji, for gracing this occasion with his esteemed presence today. His insightful inaugural address, I believe every one of you will agree with me, has set the tone for this conference. I would also like to extend my heartfelt thanks to our esteemed keynote speaker, Dr. Justin Paul ji. With his wide experience in education from USA to other nations and in India, he has provided us with a deeper understanding of the conference theme. Also, I am deeply grateful to the esteemed members of the panel today, Professor Narendra Mohan Agarwal sir, Dr. Shalam Nepalia ji and Mr. Shashank Arora ji for their time and participation in this panel discussion on leveraging IT for sustainable practices and entrepreneurial growth. Their diverse perspectives have enriched our understanding of this critical topic. A sincere thanks to Mr. Shashank Arora sir for moderating the session and engaging with the students. I am truly honored by the presence of all our esteemed guests and participants. Your valuable time and contribution are highly appreciated. Also, I would like to extend special thanks to Dr. Rahul Verma and Dr. Sachin Gupta, who will be joining in the second half as a source person in the technical sessions. A special mention of appreciation goes to our co-convener Dr. Anil Singh sir and Mr. Pawan Omar, along with the entire organizing team for their tireless efforts in making this international conference a resounding success. We received an overwhelming response to our call for papers, with over 55 abstracts submitted from everywhere, and after a rigorous peer review process, 31 of these papers have been selected and published in the conference proceeding with VSRB journals, which are featured in this special international journal, and it is available for everyone to view. All the students can take a copy from the conveners. As we explore the intersection of IT and sustainable growth today, I encourage you all to think about how we can leverage technology to build resilient, adaptable and ethical business models. It is not just about growing, but also growing in a way that ensures long-term success for future generations. Dear students, please remember, an institution is just a building with 4 walls of bricks and mortar. It is we the people and our dedication, your dedication, contribution and learning that will make it more valuable. I encourage each one of you to engage yourself today in the discussions, exchange ideas and take away actionable insights that can be applied to your own work. Whether you are a business leader looking to integrate into new technology, an entrepreneur seeking to scale sustainability, or an academician, researcher, or a student exploring different types of innovation. This conference is designed to provide valuable perspectives and practical solutions. So, happy learning. Thank you once again.